AVC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Dome 4, Patrons, Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Advanced Vinyl Distributors Corporation, Maxwell's Pizza, Lowe's Bargain Barn, Southtown Gym, Levy's Flooring, Journey Foster Care, Shriver's Pharmacy, Locality Clothing, Joe Bucky Tire, and Zane State College.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to high school basketball tonight on NASH Icon and YRPtv. It is the sectional final between the Meadowbrook Cotls and the Maysville Panthers. Bill Kafury along with Adam Davenport tonight to bring you all the action on air and online. So if you're listening to us now and you want to see this game, jump on your electronic device and pull up YRPtv on YouTube, or you can check out our Facebook sports page at AVC Communications. Bill Kafury, Adam Davenport, postseason action. It is upon us. March Madness, as we call it. It just starts a little bit earlier in Ohio with February in high school football or high school basketball. But tonight, the 21-1 Maysville Panthers, the number 1 seed going into the sectional here, takes on the number 21 seed, and the Meadowbrook Cotls, who happen to be 1-21.
Tell you what, you talk about March Madness, and you're right, we're close, right? That'll be next week is when we'll get there. But this truly is one of those David versus Goliath, 1 versus 16 seed if you're filling out your bracket for the NCAA tournament. And the thing is, the important piece with that is to understand that you don't take any game for granted. The reality is that they still, whether or not everybody is supposed to be favored and supposed to win, does not matter to some degree. You still have to actually go out there and put the ball in the hole.
No doubt about that. I talked to both coaches a little bit before we got underway here. And Coach Jarrett, it's been a tough season. There are no two ways about it. 1-21 is tough for anybody to deal with, whether you're a fan, a parent, a coach.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But he said, success is bred in the off season. He said, and that's where we got to look to the future. He said, we got young kids that love the game, and he said tonight's game isn't determined by necessarily how we're going to play tonight, but how we prepared for tonight in the summer. And that's why Maysville's as good as they are, is because they put in the time, and they've got a lot of upperclassmen kids that have put in the time, and their success is part of that. And in Coach Brown, I asked him the same question, and he literally almost had the same answer. But it has been one of those Cinderella seasons for the Panthers. It's all come together. They've got great players individually and collectively. They've bought into what they're doing, and they're having a record-breaking season on many fronts.
Well, and to your point, I think that, first of all, you start off with the upperclassmen, right, the juniors and seniors. And in tonight's matchup, this truly is the experience versus the inexperience. Maysville on the roster having 10 juniors and seniors, where Meadowbrook only brings 4 to the table. And to your point, I think what Coach Brown has really been working with over the past 3 years with being at the helm is trying to instill this family vibe to their culture. And anytime a newer coach comes in and they're trying to put the stamp on the program in their own way, you've got to kind of root that in what your core beliefs, your core values are. And certainly having his brother-in-law as an assistant coach, understanding that family dynamic and saying, we're going to go through this together, and because it's family, we're able to root a lot of our messaging and how we work with the kids into that space. And you know as well as I do, anytime a new coaching staff comes in, that first year, everybody's trying to figure that out. Is he for real? Is this really what we're going to do? But they've really shown over the last 3 years that growth. In fact, I was talking to my brother-in-law who's a teacher here at Maysville, and he was sharing that this team really buying into that family thing, goes out and does community service projects, serve different organizations together, and have really just been that group over 3 years that went from an idea and turned it into an identity regarding their belief in being a family and how they approach the season.
As a player, you were part of that at Cambridge, and community certainly is a key word that can't be used enough. And Gene Ford always wanted the community to be part of that as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, and certainly this is a community here in South Zanesville that has really bought into that as well, right? They've always been supportive of their athletics, and they've seen different peaks over time. But this is one I feel like that they viewed as a newer wave, something that's more sustainable. And I think that this might be just the start of something for them.
You're listening to high school tournament basketball tonight on NASH Icon and YRPtv. We'll take a break. Back with more after this.
Lowe's Bargain Barn Furniture has a family tradition of saving our customers money since 1984. We invite you to stop and see our new patio filled with a large display of Amish-built outdoor furniture. We sell new sofas, sectionals, recliners, mattresses, appliances, bedrooms, and so much more. And at Lowe's Bargain Barn, we want you to be affordably comfortable. Be a part of our family and save money on your furniture needs. We're not like other stores!
Whether you want carpet, hardwood, or waterproof floors,
Levy's has you covered.
Shop our tremendous selection of exclusive options from Shaw Floors.
In-store or online. Or we'll bring our mobile showroom to you.
where you can choose your perfect floor from the comfort of your own home.
Great products, great pricing guaranteed.
With enough flooring in stock to fill a 20 football field.
Just waiting for us to install in your home. Call, click, or stop in.
Levy's Flooring, your one-stop floor shop.
For an always smooth ride, stop by Joe Bucky Tire. With next-day delivery, you can choose from virtually any tire brand and size. From rotations to installations, we perform all kinds of tire services to keep you safe on the road. But we're more than just tires. We also specialize in suspension and alignments, routine oil changes and brake work. So we've got you covered. Joe Bucky Tire, for a smooth, safe ride. At the corner of State and Lee Streets in Zanesville, Ohio.
With all that you give to everyone else, why not make time to yourself and enjoy Southtown Gym? Exercise, play basketball, or join a group class. There's something for everyone's tastes and schedule, including a smoothie bar. Join today and discover the fun and fitness waiting for you at Southtown. Monthly payments are available. Southtown Gym is a proud supporter of Maysville Athletics. Go Panthers!
Welcome back to Maysville High School, site of tonight's high school sectional final between the Maysville Panthers and the Meadowbrook Cotls. Bill Kafury, Adam Davenport courtside for the call tonight. I want to thank our sponsors who have helped make tonight's broadcast available, and please patrons, yeah, patrons. We want you to patronize those folks as much as possible. That's the word I'm looking for. I haven't had to do these reads for a couple weeks. That's why you're my man. Doan Ford, West 40 Auto Sales, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green Insurance, Locality Clothing, Zane State College, Joe Bucky Tire, Advanced Vinyl Distributors Corporation, Lowe's Bargain Barn, Lavies Flooring, Shriver's Pharmacy, Journey Home Foster Care, Southtown Gym, and Maxwell's Pizza, our sponsor tonight. We'll get into a few of those as the game goes on, but give those folks their due because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And so tonight, Adam, the 21-1 versus the 1-21, they have met earlier this season, and a game went as you might expect it to go, as the Maysville had their way, and I think it was a 91-26 affair.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a rough, obviously, game, and really, you know, you and I spoke a little bit off air, and it's how do you approach a game like this when you've played this opponent one time and you won by 60? and certainly the coaching staff is going to do everything they can to say, you know, any team can beat you. You've got to bring in all that stuff. I really think if I'm the Maysville coaching staff, that the two big things that I'm really looking after is, number one, it's been 8 days off since you've actually played a game. So you're excited to get your guys out playing against somebody other than themselves, and you want to shake off some of that, maybe, I don't want to say rust, but you do want to shake off the potential of any rust. At the same time, I think a lot of your messaging has to be to those players about the importance of understanding the bigger picture in front of you, and what could really derail you at this point is really an injury, right? That's the thing that you worry about the most. And so I think that if I'm Coach Brown for Maysville, I'm really talking about coming out, working hard, sticking to the fundamentals that have got you to be in this position, but really trying from a score standpoint to end the game as quick as you can, so that you can pull your better players or your starters or your main players off and not have to worry about the injury, right? And you and I talk about this whenever we call back-to-back games. If I'm playing a Friday and a Saturday during the regular season, I really want to preach like crazy to my team the exact same thing. On Friday night, we got to end it early, because if you got to play all 32 minutes on Friday, Saturday's going to wear you out in the third and fourth quarter. I think this is the same mentality. Now, if I were to flip it over and look at it from the Meadowbrook side, you brought it up in our first kind of talk through regarding the attitude of the coaching staff and understanding it's been a long year. And what you're really talking to these guys is this, two different things. Number one, we do have a few seniors, and no senior, no matter what, wants their career to end on a bad note. You always want to win the last game, but the reality is it doesn't always happen. So what do you really focus on? If you're a senior, give everything that you have. Do not leave this gym, do not leave this floor with any regret. And if you're an underclassman and you're thinking about what your future in this program is going to be, how you finish the season carries over into the offseason, carries over into the expectations. And if you think that you're going to be the main guy next year regarding the scoring or whatever that may be, you certainly want to make sure that the last piece of experience that your coach watches over the summer, when they're watching film and then doing player evaluations, you want to make sure the last thing you put on the tape is that you're part of the solution and not the problem.
Winner of this game is going to take on the winner of the Indian Valley Minerva game taking place right now. That will be a district semifinal with a site to be determined. Starters look like this for the Maysville Panthers, a record 21-1 season this year, most wins ever for the team, and they will start with Wesley Armstead, 5'11 junior, averages 6 a game. Alex Bob, a 6'1 junior, at 17 points a game. Cohen Fink, 6'2 and a junior, about 1.5 points a game. Connor Larimer, 6'5 senior, at 8 points a game. And the guy, as you said, stirs the drink, Hayden Jarrett, 6'2 senior, 22 points a game. One of the top scorers in the state, can do it inside, outside, 3-point, take it to the hole, get to the foul line. All those adjectives you want to use, he can do it, and you'll get a chance to see him tonight. For the Colts, Cordell West, 5'8 senior, at 3 points a game. Easton Ibo injured for much of the season. A senior, though, at 5'10", averaging 5 a game. Colton Delancey, 6'2 sophomore, double-digit score at 10 points. Justin Huey at 5'10", a sophomore. And Dane Singleton, the lone senior there that has been there most of the season, at 6'3 and 10 points a game, and ready to get things underway, as Alex Bob will step in the center circle to go against Singleton. And look for a lot of defensive pressure from the Panthers tonight.
Tell you what, again, like we talked about in the pregame, the start for Maysville is critical for Maysville, right? Knock the rust off, get a good flow going, and really try to drive home an early lead.
Man-to-man pressure against the Panthers by the Colts. Jarrett, top of the key, takes that deep three, rims it in and out, and good box out by the Colts as Singleton comes down with it. Shows you a little bit about Jarrett's range when he feels like it's ready to go. Eibel on top. Man-to-man pressure by the Panthers. Skip pass across. Delancey, 3-ball, long, and a good box out, and here come the Panthers all the way down into the half court. Bob kicks it to the corner and a cross-court pass, and around the outside they'll reset. Alex Bob off the dribble.
Tell you what, Maysville running a 4-out, 1-in, really letting their guards control the activity.
Garrett, step back three. Can't get this one again. Maysville will have the rebound. Fink that time kept it alive. Back to Jarrett, gives it up into the corner. Bob can't get a shot off, but he'll penetrate, and they'll call the foul.
Looks like on Eibel.
I believe it is. Eibel picks up his first, team's first. Still no score, 6:48. Remaining here in the opening period. This will be a baseline play right side. They'll get it in. Bob to the corner. He'll step out, take that three. That one off the mark. Rebound by Larimer. Takes it right back up and in. Second chance points, and it's 2-0.
I'll tell you what, if you're Meadowbrook so far, defensively, you've looked pretty good against Bob and against Jarrett. You've got to make sure you're getting Maysville off the glass.
Eibel out on top. Extended defense there by Fink. Into the corner. Baseline drive, and they'll call the travel. Colton Delancey trying to go baseline. Good defense again by Maysville, and Delancey called for the travel, and the Colts will turn it over. They at least it's not a turnover that ends up being points the other way.
Yep. There's a huge difference between dead ball turnovers and turnovers in transition.
There at top of the key, working against West, takes it all the way in and gets contested and a foul. And that foul is going to be on Singleton, I believe. Let's see. It's going to be a two-shotter, and it is going to be on West, actually. They'll call him with the push even before the block shot. And this is where Jarrett can get a lot done as well.
Well, you know, he's 0 for 2 so far on the three-pointers, but we always talk about with shooters, if you miss a few, the best thing you can do is get to the free throw line or get a layup.
78% free throw shooters. He knocks down the first one, and he's had a few chances too. 134 attempts, so he knows how to get to the line. Second one, up and nothing but net as well, and it's 4-0. And the Panthers will pick up full court, and this is where they can do some damage. Kick back to Huey. Trying to get it up the left side. Contested to Eibel, back to Huey across the timeline. And he skips it right side back to West. His shot no good. Larimer pulls it down and kicks it out to Bob. Up ahead, Fink in the corner, back to Bob. Steps into the three. Cha-ching! Good ball movement off the fast break. And it's 7-zip. Panthers going for the steal, not able to get it that time. And knocked loose in the corner. West comes up with a trap there. Tries to feed it to the post, and they'll give it up again. Jarrett up the left side, feeds it over to Larimer, and he'll lay it in. And the Panthers in full swing here early. 5:27 to go, 9-0. They lead it. We'll take the quick break and be back in 30 seconds.
Do you have taxiety? That twisted feeling inside knowing
I'm not buying till I check down for.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Back in Maysville High School, Panthers, after a slow start, have got it in high gear now, leading 9-0. 5:26, and inbound by the Colts in the backcourt. Trap in the backcourt, and Colts get it across the timeline. Up ahead, Singleton feeds it baseline, and Cordell West will finish for the first point tonight. And the Colts quickly. The Panthers back into the half-court set. Jarrett on the drive, spins in the paint, gives it up again to Larimer, and Larimer will finish his third hoop. And Colts so intent on not letting Hayden Jarrett hurt him. And a foul down on the baseline by Jarrett as he cut off Singleton. Or Larimer, that is, his first foul.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, from Meadowbrook's standpoint, the two possessions they've had so far coming out of the timeout have been the best they've dealt with the pressure. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Larimer the rest of the first half, because that's got to be something they can figure out how to stop.
And off to Huey, his three. Up and in and out, no good, pulled down by Bob, and he'll push it the other way, a little hesitation, takes it to the hoop, right-hand spinner, not there, but the rebound by Larimer, put up once, twice, a third time, a fourth time, and then knocked out of bounds. Off his head, I believe, yes, they'll say touch last by the Panthers. They had some pretty good looks there. Unable to knock any of them in. They'll lead at 11-2 with 4:37 left here in the opening period.
It's one of the worst feelings in the world when you feel like you're playing volleyball by yourself.
You've been there.
I have.
Colts handle it this time. Delancey up the right side. Feeds it off to West. His layup no good. Rebound kept alive by Fink. Hand off Jarrett. Right side. Off the dribble to the corner. Penetration by the Panthers. Good ball movement back to the top, and Bopp will take the long three. Cha-ching! He is feeling it. His second three of the period. Knocks him down pretty consistently out on top. 44 or 34%er, and again, that
I'll tell you,
pressure is wilting them.
You know, certainly we talk a lot about Jared, and rightfully so, but Bob is such a strong player. And you and I have talked about this. Anytime you have a physically strong guard who can rebound and push, it makes you a constant threat.
Cole Roberts, first guy off the bench for the Panthers tonight. replacing Larimer as 6 points and a foul. 4 minutes left here, 14-2. Up ahead, Delancey. Off the glass, no good. Again, cleared out by Jarrett, and he'll push it with a 3-on-3. Little hesitation, kick to the corner, Fink. Back to Bob, top of the key, wide open look. Cha-ching! His third three of this opening period, and it's getting away from the Colts here early. Down 17-2. Backcourt pressure once again. Eibel up the left side, reverses it back to Delancey and across the timeline with 3.5 left.
Tell you what, the Panthers 3 for 6 in the first quarter so far on the three-point line.
Lob inside, Singleton triple team, and they'll swipe it away from him. Bop, another step back three. Bam! 4 threes for Alex Bob. And another timeout on the floor with 3:14 to go, and the score 20-2. We'll take that long break this time and be back right after this.
Add curb appeal and lower your home heating and cooling cost with a call to AVDC, your local siding and window professionals. Right now, AVDC is having a warm-up to spring sale. Take advantage of sale prices on low-maintenance, high-quality vinyl replacement windows and siding, free estimates, and expert consultation. Visit AVDC at AdvancedVinylDistributors.com, proudly supporting the Maysville Panthers.
Back at Maysville High School, where the Panthers lead the Colts 20-2, and your point during our timeout was the Colts have done everything they can. They've handled the pressure. They've played good defense, trying to take Jarrett out of the game that you thought he was going to be the guy to stop. And they've done all those things, and they're still down 20-2 because Alex Bob's hit 4 threes, and Connor Larimer's been unstoppable inside.
Well, I'll tell you what, you cannot prepare for Bob to shoot the ball the way he has to start, right? And it's not even forcing it. It's all just naturally in the offense, and it's just been, it's been a thing of beauty so far.
Gunnar Davis checks in for the Colts in the backcourt now with Eibel. Pressured there across the timeline, then trapped there, gives it up in the corner. Down to Jacob Burris, who just checked in as well. Back out on top, Delancey. Spins it right side on the cut down the lane. Eibel trapped in there, gives it up. 3-ball by Burris. Off the rim, and there'll be a foul on the rebound.
They're going to call that on Fink.
Number 11.
Oh, Roberts. Sorry, Roberts. You know, the thing is, in this game, offensively, Meadowbrook has done a good job. You have not seen a ton of bad shots from Meadowbrook. They're just 1 for 7. There's besides everything else that's going on, there's a lid on there right now.
Larimer checks back in. Fink to the bench in the rotation there. Inbound to Singleton. Back out on top, Burris. Eibel now. Good defensive pressure on him, forcing him closer to half court. And he picked up the dribble. And that'll be a 5-second call. It's not only the defense on the ball, but if you're looking at the defense off the ball, they weren't going to let that pass happen.
Yeah. Again, it was so unique about watching this team. There's 4 guys who are all built the exact same. So anytime there's any kind of pick, it's very easy to switch. You don't have to worry about anything like that. And so they can overplay like crazy because they know that if they get beat, whoever steps up is ultimately the same size they are. It's an easy switch. I have to go find my guy.
Double team out on top. Delancey will pick up the hand check foul on Jarrett. Jarrett will flip it into Bob in the backcourt, who's been super hot here in the opening period. Gives it up to Jarrett. Tries to split the double team to the corner. 3-ball in the air. Count it. Cole Roberts in the 5th 3 of the period for the Panthers makes it 23-2. Trap in the backcourt. Burris stuck with it up ahead, and that's going to be a turnover. A dead ball turnover back to the Colts. 3rd one for the Panthers as Kyler Ryan checked it for the Colts.
I'll tell you what, 3 assists for Jarrett in this first quarter so far.
Yeah, he knows that it's going to be tough for him to get a shot up now, so he's helping his teammates keep it going. As Kyler Ryan checks in, 6'1" senior for the Panthers, leading 23-2. 2 minutes left here in the opening period. Hand off to Jarrett. Little crossover down the lane hard, got contact, and will head to the line again. His only 2 points tonight have come at the line. This foul on Gunnar Davis, 4th on the team. And Jarrett back to the line, as we said earlier, a 78% free throw shooter. Coming up on 140 attempts on the season. When you have that many free throw attempts, and that one did everything but stay in, as I jinxed him. But when you get to the line over 140 times, you know what you got to do to get there. And you're not always taking shots to try to score. You're trying to get a foul. We saw Gene Ford and Gino Ford both made careers doing that.
I'll tell you what, a lot of guys don't figure this out soon enough, but between making free throws and hustling, you can get 7 points a game easily.
Continuing to trap the backcourt, and Burris stuck with it right in front of his bench. Coach Jarrett comes up with a loose ball, but it will stay with the Colts. And Mason Campbell will be checking in and taking it out of bounds. Gets it in to Burris. And he'll give it up right side to Huey. Crossover there, and that slapped away, and the turnover. Huey stuck with it on the sideline, and as impressive as Maysville has been offensively, watching them play defense is pretty good too.
Yes, without a doubt. In fact, you see this score, and you'd think guys would all of a sudden start taking plays off, and not even close.
Jarrett, wide open three, unable to get it down, but Larimer comes up with a loose ball off the rebound. They'll leave Bopp open. That's not a good idea. Bullseye for Alex Bopp, his 5th three of the period. That's a season for a lot of guys. 27-2. Bopp averages 17 a game. He's there. Tap away from behind by Jarrett and out of bounds. So the Colts will retain possession with 1:06 to go, trailing the Panthers 27-2. Huey on the baseline. Out on top. 3-ball by Singleton off the mark. Offensive rebound by the Colts. Back to the top of the key. Burris trying to penetrate. Kicks it out to West. He'll take the long bomb. That one off the mark. Again, Jarrett with the rebound. And well, he clears and pushes pretty quick. Gets down the lane. Kicks it back out on top. Bopp will pass one up, but Roberts will not. His 3 off the mark and come down into the hands of Huey. And the fast break pass out ahead of Burris is too far. And once again, the Colts turn it over, and that's a couple of quick ones here in the last minute.
Yeah, that's 6 turnovers for the Colts in the first quarter.
Cohen Fink back in. Roberts to the bench with 38 seconds left. And the Panthers with a big lead and the ball here as the first quarter winds down. Mob across the timeline. Back to Jarrett. Keeps the pedal to the metal. Again, can't connect on the long one, but Larimer there to finish and one. Connor Larimer with a putback. He'd been very active on the boards, and that's where his points have come from. And now a 3-point play chance as Armstead checking back in.
7 rebounds for Larimer in the first quarter. If he makes this, it should put him at 9.
Cannot connect on that one.
Oh, violation.
And a lane violation. So no shot there. 22 seconds left here as the Colts down 29-2, facing full court pressure again. Inbound to Singleton, back over to Campbell. Trying to get it back to Single, nearly stolen away. Kept alive, though, by Larimer. Up ahead, Burris feeds it to the corner. West. Back out on top. Campbell with 5-4. West to the basket in tall timber, and that shot blocked out of bounds by Larimer as the buzzer rings. 29-2. Panthers on top of the Colts. You're listening to high school tournament basketball action on NASH Icon and YRPtv. We'll be back right after this.
Do you have taxiety? That twisted feeling inside knowing that doing taxes on your own can be a windy, complicated road. At Liberty Tax, our knowledgeable tax experts know the difference between W-2s, Schedule Cs, and 1098-Ts. Visit LibertyTax.com to schedule an appointment with Liberty Tax today to get your largest possible refund guaranteed. Liberty Tax will provide you the most accurate return and the largest possible refund you are entitled to receive. See website for details or visit a location.
people who come to Cricket stay with Cricket, just like our customer, Michelle. As an entrepreneur, every day is different. My phone bill from Cricket, on the other hand, always stays the same. Without surprises, hidden fees, or annual contracts, I can work worry-free. That's Michelle, everybody, doing business like a boss. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Real customer, paid for testimonial. See cricketwireless.com for details.
Back at Maysville High School, start of the second period with the Panthers in control, 29-2. Colts will have the opening possession here of this second period. Ivo out on top. And again, a turnover by the Colts. Picked up Bob all the way down, and Ivo cuts him off. And did they call the foul? Nope, just a knock out of the bound. It will be Bob on the inbounds. Right into Jarrett, who takes it off the glass. Missed again. Rebound tapped around. Delancey comes out with it. Pushes it up ahead to Davis. Back out to Eibel. He'll hand back to Davis, who looked at a three and then got closed out by Jarrett. Colts just having a tough time finding an open look here. Eibel will take one from deep range, and Jarrett will chase it down again. You got to have about a half dozen rebounds already. You got 4?
I got 4.
Yeah, I'm counting doubles on those. So. Bop off the pass, takes it all the way to the hoop, and a nice finish there. His first 2-pointer of the night. He's got 17 of the 31 Panther points.
You get into that space between Fink and Bob and Jarrett that they all remind you of each other as when they're playing.
Bob hustling on the defensive end, comes up with the steal, feeds it over, and the lay-in good by Hayden Jarrett, his first field goal of the night. Nice feed and defense that time by Alex Bob.
Oh, that's scary.
33-2. The score was 6.5 left here in the opening period, opening half, I should say. Delancey way outside, will not take that three. Hands it off to Eibel, tries to set a pick on the switch. Larmer steps out. He'll gives it back up to Delancey. He'll take the foul line jumper and knock it down. Colton Delancey's first points of the night, 33-4. Jarrett again with the push and the feed inside to Larmer, and that will be another opportunity at the foul line for the big guy.
Delancey picking up his second foul tonight.
The Delancey's second. Larmer to the line. Boy, he had a nice look on that one. High arcing shot that just bopped in and out. As Singleton checks back in. And Jordan Watson and Kyler Ryan back in for the Panthers. 6:12 left in the half, 33-4. Larmer's second free throw. Bounces around a couple times, no good. Delancey with a rebound, and he'll push it up the right side. Back out on top, Eibel. Off the dribble.
I'll tell you, we talked a lot during the first quarter how well Meadowbrook handled the pressure, but they're starting to wear down, I think, a little bit.
Nice baseline move by Singleton, who takes it in with some contested defense, and he found a way to squeeze it up and in, 33-6. Armstead back out on top now to Bob. Bob steps into another deep three and nails it. Alex Bob just putting on a clinic with that long-range jumper. His 6th three of the evening. I don't know if there's a record for that here, but if it's not, he may have it. Shot blocked inside by Bob as Delancey thought he was open. That one swatted away, and here come the Panthers again. Bob feeling it. Cha-ching! Bam! And Coach Jarrett can do nothing but call another timeout and say, guys, how can Alex Bob be that wide open every time?
I'll tell you what, that's a frustrating one, right? At this point, and the thing is, they've done a lot with substitutions off the bench where you think before either A, when the starter's coming off, or the person who's checking in, you're saying, hey, if you're going to get stuck with Bob, you have no defensive help responsibility. Your nose should be in his chest and just keep playing.
Well, you know, and Coach Jarrett might be over there saying too, and I'm just making this up because I'm sure he's not. But, you know, your game plan is we know Jarrett's one of their leading scorers, is going to shoot a lot and make a lot, so let's really push pressure to him, know where he's at all the time. And you might be saying right now, forget everything I said. We're going to do that with Alex Bob because he is lighting it up right now. He's got what?
He's got 23.
7 threes in the first half.
Yeah, 8 of 10 from the field, 7 of 8 from the three-point line. But the thing is, though, he averages 18 a game. So I don't think you would look at it and say, Jared is their leading scorer, so we're going to throw everything at him and leave Bob. If anything, you'd say these are the two we're going to throw everything at, and let's make Larimer, who's next in line at 8 a game, let's see if he can get 20. Now, in fairness to Larimer, he's put up 8 in the first half already.
Yeah. Panthers continue the full court pressure. Delancey inside to Singleton in the paint, trying to get space. Banged a couple of times, puts it up off the back of the rim, no good. Cleared out by Watson. Up ahead to Bob. He has it again, looked at the three. They closed him out quickly that time. Eibel got the message, but Bob will take him off the dribble. And that's the other thing. If you come flying out there, Bob's so good off the dribble that he'll get it to the rack.
Well, and to that point, and they've shown on when they've created opportunities, it's a very unselfish group. So Larimer is a guy who gets the benefit when those guys do get pressure, because as they beat it and the defense rotates over to step up, he becomes the benefactor for layups.
So Bob that time will get the opportunity to shoot free throws with a 1-and-1, and he just as adept at that as you might imagine. 77% on the season. He knocked the first one in. And Jacob Burks checks back in for the Colts. 4:49 left here in the first half. 40-6. Bob's second free throw, all net, as just about every one of his shots so far tonight have been. And the Panthers going for the knockout punch here early. Delancey trapped in the backcourt, back to Eibel. Up ahead, Singleton will feed it. And the short jumper by Burris, no good. Jarrett again fights for the rebound, pulls it down and pushes up the right side. Hands it off to Bob. Stared at a three-pointer. He'll penetrate, kick it back to Jarrett. His three again off the mark. Jarrett on the season a 49% three-point shooter, so he's missed every three he's taken tonight. And I'm sure he's shaking his head, as are most of the fans, thinking, never seen him miss that many.
Listen, I'm sure to some degree, but at the same time, I think you look at the score, and if you're a fan, you're really not paying that much attention to that.
Well, I am.
Yeah, I think if you're a fan here, you're not thinking about, wow, I've never seen Jarrett miss that many. I think the real story is, wow, is Bob going to miss anything? I think that's the real conversation.
It might be there. But Jarrett, he's still feeling it. Nice pass inside as Cordell West finds Eibel for two. 41-8. Jarrett out on top off the double team. Almost lost the ball. Kicks it down into the corner. And the feed across the lane as Jarrett kept it alive. Unbelievable. And Cole Roberts will lay it back up and in. Roberts thought he threw that away. Jarrett came from nowhere to save it in bounds and get the assist. Singleton between the circles. Trying to reverse it. There's Bob again with the steal. Takes it in. Got banged. No call, but he'll lay it up and in.
27 for Bob in the first half.
He has just been lights out, really, on both ends. He's had 2 or 3 steals that have led to easy points as Gator Nichols checks in, replacing Watson. And the Colts make a substitution as well as Huey checks back in. 3:15 left here in the half. 45-8 Panthers on top. Over to Delancey. Splits defenders. Takes it in. Nice little right-hand fingertip roll. Going Delancey's second bucket of the night. 45-10.
Tell you what, Delancey for a sophomore has looked like a solid player. Tied for the lead, for the scoring lead for Meadowbrook.
Jarrett left open. He'll launch this three. Had plenty of time there to knock it down. His first three of the night. Colts trying to answer. Delancey's three in and out, and Jarrett another rebound. Will push it the other way. 48-10. Takes it all the way down the lane. Pulls back, lays it up and in. Good. Aiden Jarrett back-to-back buckets, and it's a 40-point margin again, 50-10. Eibel with Jarrett on him, trying to protect the ball. Tough thing to do tonight. Gives it up. Huey. Skip pass across. Burris stuck in the corner. Gets it to Delancey, trying to post up. He'll take that 15-footer, leave it short, rebounded by Nichols. Pushes it up the right side to Bopp. He'll be wide open free. Take it again. Why not? Alex Bopp, another three. Under 2 to play, and it's 53-10.
That's 8 of 9 in the first half from threes.
I couldn't do that in warm-ups with nobody guarding me. Three-pointer by Eibel off the mark. And the rebound this time by Bopp. Nobody stops him. He takes it all the way down, and right hand, little finger flip, rims it up and in. I'm running out of room in my scorebook for him.
That's why I keep it on the digital.
Yeah, there's all kinds of air up in space there, right? Just keep putting them up there. 3-ball. Huey, cha-ching. Justice Huey, first three of the night for the Colts. They're only about a dozen behind Alex Bopp. 55-13 with 1:10 left. Nichols trying to answer his three from the corner. Rims in and out. Rebound tapped around, and the Panthers come back up with it. Jarrett will try to drain it, and he does. Cha-ching. Aiden Jarrett heating it up now. Watch out. Nice backdoor cut. Nice pass from Eibel, and Cordell West will finish.
That's about the third pass Eibel's kind of thrown a guy open.
Yeah, Jarrett off the dribble, beats Eibel, skips it across into the corner, back out on top. Nichols for another three chance. Off the mark there and pulled down by Huey. Under 30 to play. Huey off the dribble, down the lane, pulls up, a little fade away from 10, not good, but again, Hayden Jarrett with another rebound. He has been just active everywhere between him and Bopp, a two-man team. Bopp from 30, he was eyeing it. He looked at that one and thought maybe, but with 11 seconds, we'll hold it back. Gator Nichols open in the corner. He'll penetrate, kick it to the corner. That shot partially deflected by Eibel. And the half-court throw by Delancey short of the mark as we have hit the halftime break. And the score, Maysville 58 and Meadowbrook 15. Stay tuned. We got stats, scoring, and more coming up. Right after these messages, you're listening to high school tournament action on NASH Icon and YRPtv. Back after this.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
Rep your school with unique apparel from Locality Clothing Co. From beanies to hoodies, their wide variety of local, college, and pro sports apparel is all made in-house. Also carrying unique earrings, candles, and more. Locality Clothing Co. retail store on Maysville Pike in Zanesville and online at localityclothingco.com. Show your hometown pride with Locality, proudly supporting the Maysville Panthers.
Hey you. Yeah, you, the one listening to this. I'm sure you're sick of reading through job postings, and who isn't? So here's your chance to really be a part of something. Working at Maxwell's Pizza and Rooftop Patio is more than just a job. It's a vibe. We work hard and play harder, with hospitality being our #1 priority. We care deeply about our guests, team, and community. We're like the kids at school that want to be friends with everyone. We're currently looking for fun servers, bartenders for both day shift and night shift. So come join us and apply online at maxwellspizza.com.
We are all suffering from high inflation every day, but at Lowe's Bargain Barn Furniture, we're going to help you save. You can stretch your tax refund and get more for less. We're destroying high prices, long wait times, and all the rest. We have new sofas, mattresses, appliance, bedrooms, coffee table sets, dining tables, china cabinets, and even recliners. You will save big money, get the best, why mess with the rest? And always remember, we're not like other stores.
Whether you want carpet, hardwood, or waterproof floors,
Levy's has you covered.
Shop our tremendous selection of exclusive options from Shaw Floors.
In store or online.
or we'll bring our mobile showroom to you.
where you can choose your perfect floor from the comfort of your own home.
Great products, great pricing guaranteed.
With enough flooring in stock to fill 20 football fields.
Just waiting for us to install in your home.
Call, click, or stop in.
Ladies Flooring, your one-stop floor shop.
Lowe's Bargain Barn Furniture has a family tradition of saving our customers money since 1984. We invite you to stop and see our new patio filled with a large display of Amish-built outdoor furniture. We sell new sofas, sectionals, recliners, mattresses, appliances, bedrooms, and so much more. And at Lowe's Bargain Barn, we want you to be affordably comfortable. Be a part of our family and save money on your furniture needs. We're not like other stores!
Welcome back to Maysville High School. You're listening to high school sectional final action tonight. From Maysville High School, the Colts and the Maysville Panthers on NASH Icon and YRPtv. And I want to thank our sponsors once again for tonight's action. Davenport, Zane State College, Joe Bucky Tire, Southtown Gym, and Maxwell's Pizza. Our halftime score 58-15. The Panthers on top of the Colts. It was 29-2 at the end of one period. That's not an anomaly. I mean, the Panthers have shot lights out tonight, and in particular, Alex Bob is 32 points at the halftime break on a spectacular shooting night. And Adam, you and I have done a lot of basketball and seen a lot of basketball for years.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody have a shooting night like Alex Bob has here in the first half.
At least that condensed, right? To think about that in just 2 quarters. And you and I were talking off air, but the reality is that if you've been streaming this game, there's never been one time where you thought Alex Bob forced a shot, took a bad shot, took a selfish shot. It's all been in the flow of the offense. Yeah, and there was a point where you even talked, he had a look on his face where it looked like he might pull it from 30. And candidly, that would be one of those times where you sit there and say, yeah, we probably could get a better shot, but at the same time, the way you're shooting, you go 11 of 13 from the field, 3 of 4 from 2, 8 of 9 from the three-point line. Maybe you look at it.
Well, you and I talked a little bit, too. This second half is going to start with a running clock.
Yeah,
which we kind of anticipate may happen because it did in the earlier matchup of these two teams. But still, how long do you go with your guys into that third period? Because at this point, you're in the second season. You don't want anybody to miss any time with injuries now. And just the nature of the way Alex Bob plays and the way Hayden Jarrett plays and Connor Larimer, those guys are baseline to baseline and jumping and attacking baskets. You don't want somebody at this point to just turn an ankle in a crazy play.
Well, and it's a couple different things here. So you asked, let's just unpack a little bit there. The first thing you asked, right, is how long do you let it go? How long do you keep him out there? And I don't think you let him go past the 4-minute mark of the third quarter. I literally think you don't want to just tell them to take the second half off, but, man, you want them to come out and just show one last flash and then get them out. I think that's the very first thing that you do. And the other reason is this. Every step that you get further into a tournament run, scoring becomes more critical. And what I mean by that is the ability of having players who can score. So the way I always thought about it was you can make it and win districts with 2 strong scorers. And this team definitely has that.
They definitely have that. And Larimer is that nice third guy in the
paint.
Well,
and that's the thing. You can get to regionals when you have a third scorer. But if you're going to make that final step that the school maybe hasn't made yet, where you're able to get into the Final Four and play in Columbus on the final weekend, you've got to have a fourth person who isn't necessarily a consistent scorer, but is the fourth person that says if we start playing a team that's extremely athletic or extremely gifted or whatever, and these guys start marginalizing themselves, then it becomes a chess match to say, okay, now the kings are met, now the queens are met, now the bishops are met. It comes down to the rooks. Who has the better rook? And so you look at Maysville and you sit there and say, I don't need to see another thing from Alex Bob or for Jaden Harrett or from Larimer. But I do want to see if I give somebody else 18 minutes or 12 minutes of run, I do want to see, does somebody demonstrate that when those guys aren't there, they can do something else. And that's what I would really be trying to think about now.
You know, we talked a little bit about Alex Bopp, and like you said, he came in scoring 17 a game. Hayden Jarrett averaging about 22 a game. He got heated up in that second period a little bit, but I'm watching as they came back out, Maysville in and out of the locker room pretty quickly and shooting around. Alex Bopp makes his first 4 or 5 threes.
Yeah.
Just practicing, went over to Coach Brown and just kind of looked at him in this wide-eyed, and he just shook his head and sat down. And as I looked at those two, I remember Dave Brown as a young, skinny high school kid at Coshocton shooting it like that too. He could just knock it in from everywhere and was quick enough to get to the hoop. And if you stepped out on him, he was there. And if you didn't step out on him, he was knocking down long-range threes. So there's a little bit of that there going on as well. But he can, you know, how many coaches can say, I know what you're feeling because I was there one time.
You know, well, I'll tell you what, not as many, you know, not a ton, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between being able to shoot it well and then being able to just in a game feel like you're in a spot where the hoop's almost the size of a hula hoop. And that's really the world he's in right now, right? He's in a spot right now where he can literally close his eyes left-handed, and he might not make it, but he'll go in and out. And you're sitting there saying, that's a pretty darn good shot at that point.
Panthers leading the Colts 58-15 here at halftime. Just quick scoring here. Alex Bopp with 32 in the first half. Cole Roberts with 5-8 for Larimer and 13 for Hayden Jarrett. As they, I'm not even sure I can keep track of all the threes that the Panthers have knocked down here in the first half. Just those two guys alone. But the Colts 4 for West, 2 for Eibel, 4 for Delancey, 3 for Huey, and Dane Singleton with 1 as they trail here 58-13, and this game will quickly get underway and get away from us with that running clock. You can imagine. We'll be the starters, though.
I will say this. You know, we talked about in the first quarter with Meadowbrook. We said, you know, hey, there's not only are you struggling, but there's a lid on the hoop. Meadowbrook as a team, 6 of 14 in the second quarter, so shooting 42%, 29% for the half, 42% in the second quarter. Only 9 turnovers in the first half. Really has handled the pressure fairly well. The reality is that, you know, first half they're just overmatched.
Panthers with the starters back in, Colts as well. And the Panthers with the big lead will have the opening possession. Also Armstead left side to Jarrett. One-on-one against West, takes him to the hole and one. Hayden Jarrett, and we've seen him in the first half be able to do that. If you step out and try to close out that three-point shot, he's going to be able to beat you to the rack, and did that time. And a chance for the three-point play. Officials just turned to the scores table and said, keep that clock running, and it is. 7:35 and counting is Jarrett's three-point play. Good.
I'll tell you, that's been another little wrinkle here as you get further and further along the tournament run. The way that Jarrett and Bob both rebound allows them that if they're in a game where a team's going to start fouling them, they get the rebounds, they're the ones who get fouled, and they're both shooting extremely well this year on the foul line.
Colts in the half court, attack inside, trying to get it to Singleton, stolen away. Inside by Cone Fink. Up ahead, Jarrett all the way to the hole, lays it up and in. No foul this time, but a lot of contact. He got 5 quick points, and it's 63-15 with that running clock. Inside fade, Singleton fighting through Larimer, and that is his second, first of the half, and it will not be a shooting foul. Coming up on this 6.5 mark in a running clock here, third period, 63-15, Eibel in the corner. On the switch out, feeds it back to Delancey. To the top of the key, down low to West. Feed inside, Eibel back to West, and nothing there to shoot. Huey back out on top, feeds it to West. His three left side off the mark, box out weak side. Kept alive by the Colts. Back Nice pass that time by Huey, finding Eibel, and Eibel will lay it up and in. 63-17. Left side, 3-ball. Cohen Fink off the rim. Rebounded by Huey, and he'll push it up the left side. 2-on-2, all the way to the rack. Tried to spin it up and in. Not there. Rebound by Fink, and he'll kick it out to Jarrett. A little hesitation move. Got to the paint again, and he'll lay it up and in. His 7th point of this period. He's trying to get to his average in a hurry. He's got 20 now with 5.5 to go. I'm sure that these guys know their time on the floor is pretty limited. As soon as that buzzer rings one more time.
Yeah, that next dead ball, you should be done.
Trying to feed it inside again. And again, another turnover. And pop from deep range. Couldn't get that one off the back of the rim. Right in front of the scorer's table, and that kept alive and knocked out of bounds. 5:07 in a running clock, 65-17. Panthers on top of the Colts. Meadowbrook back on the offensive attack. Eibel across the timeline, left side to West. Swings it right side now, Huey. Had a couple nice assists, feeds it inside to Singleton. They get banged a couple of times and head to the line. That foul on Cohen Fink, his first. And Singleton a chance to knock a couple of free throws in here. Normally you'd say with the clock stopped, but that's not going to happen now with 4:30 and counting. And his first one off the back of the iron. Dane on the season, 60% free throw shooter. And the second one is good. Coming up on the 4-minute mark, 65-18. Jarrett off the crossover, pulls up on the elbow, and he'll can that jumper. And he has been all the offense for the Panthers here in the second half. All 9 of their points by Hayden Jarrett. Again, inside feed to Singleton. Contact there. Jarrett trying to draw the charge, no good, but the rebound kicked out ahead, and Larimer will lay it up and in for his 10th point. 69-18. 3.5 to go. And a 3-ball right side by Singleton off the mark. Bob with this rebound, and he'll push it up the floor. Top of the key, down the lane, kick out to the corner. Jarrett will attack all the way to the lane. We'll check that. That is Armstead in his first points of the night. And a timeout by the Colts, and they got a fresh 5 coming in. I didn't see any substitutes yet.
I saw 2 for Maysville.
Yeah.
Looks like 24 and 11. That'd be Cole Roberts and Kyler Ryan should be checking in.
We've got a full timeout. We'll take half of it, though, as you're listening to the sectional final action here at Maysville High School. Back with more right after this.
Add curb appeal and lower your home heating and cooling cost with a call to AVDC, your local siding and window professionals. Right now, AVDC is having a warm-up to spring sale. Take advantage of sale prices on low-maintenance, high-quality vinyl replacement windows and siding, free estimates, and expert consultation. Visit AVDC at AdvancedVinylDistributors.com, proudly supporting the Maysville Panthers.
71-18, Panthers on top of the Colts here. Just one of a lot of games around the area tonight in sectional tournament action.
Looks like the John Glenn Muskies are beating the Zanesville Blue Devils 33-17 in the third quarter.
It's another game. The winner of this game is going to take on Indian Valley Minerva as the Colts sub in a fresh 5. Actually, Eibel staying on the floor. He's in there along with Gunnar Davis, Burris, Mason Campbell, and a steal by the Panthers, who've made some sub-outs as well, but it'll be Jarrett inside, kicking to Bob in the corner. He'll give it up, and the shot by Ryan blocked away. Jarrett will get the steal, though, step into a 3 that he leaves short, and the Colts will stay in control coming the other way. Feed to the corner. Dane DeVillis, his 3 off the mark. And the Panthers will clear that one out. Cole Roberts out ahead to Bob. Alex Bob, 32 first half points, has not scored here in the second half, but it has been Hayden Jarrett, who battles his way to the hoop again and lays it up and in for his 11th point of this period. He has 24 on the night. Campbell off the dribble penetration will pick up a foul call on Kyler Ryan.
Jarrett 5 of 6 from the field so far this quarter.
And it will be Colts ball on the baseline. Davila's on the trigger. Out on top, his inbounds pass stolen away by Ryan, and he'll hand it off. And the fast break that time, Armstead gives it up to Roberts, and he'll lay it up and in as the Colts run the floor well and get it up and down. Campbell on the breakaway.
Tell you what, Eibel's got 3 assists so far tonight.
Jarrett that time tripped up on the crossover, tried to go behind the back, going the other way. Eibel shot off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Campbell and then stolen away by Bopp out ahead. He'll give it up. And Hayden Jarrett will get the easy deuce. 1:25 to go. And, you know, I'm sure you as I saw Jarrett hit the floor there a second ago, and just as you said, man, I'm thinking, wow, hope nothing. He gets up very quickly, but with 1:14 and counting now, the Panthers will send a couple more guys to the scorer's table. And you wonder if his night might be over. Maybe not. Maybe not till the fourth period. Mason Campbell pulls it back out. Out on top now to Burris. Under a minute to play. His hesitation move, kick to the corner, 3-ball by Eibel, cha-ching. Easton Eibel drains one from long range. 77-23. 41 and counting. Bopp and Jarrett out on top.
Eibel's 7th point, and I think he leads leading the Colts in scoring tonight.
Jarrett down the lane, kick to the corner, 3-ball. Armstead, cha-ching. 80-23. Eibel with 17 and running. Little hesitation on the switch, trying to get into the paint. Doesn't get anything there, kicks it out. Campbell, 3-ball, bam! Mason Campbell, back-to-back threes by the Colts, and it's 80-26. And Armstead trying to go 2 for 2 as the buzzer sounds and gets that one off the rim. We'll head to the fourth period and a running clock. The Panthers in command, 80-26. You're listening to high school basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv. Back right after this.
Whether you want carpet, hardwood, or waterproof floors,
Levy's has you covered.
Shop our tremendous selection of exclusive options from Shaw Floors.
In-store or online.
Or we'll bring our mobile showroom to you.
where you can choose your perfect floor from the comfort of your own home.
Great products, great pricing guaranteed.
With enough flooring in stock to fill 20 football fields.
Just waiting for us to install in your home.
Call, click, or stop in.
Levy's Flooring, your one-stop floor shop.
Back in Maysville High School, 80-26. In Valley on top of the Colts, and we'll see a lot of substitutions both ways. I think Maysville's gone deeper to the bench, and Jarrett and Bob both on the sideline. And the Colts, they're pretty young anyway, so they got young guys anyway, right?
That is correct.
And in Valley and Minerva, 34-34 at the start of the fourth period. An 8 seed versus the 14 seed there. Maysville tonight looking to play the winner of that game at a neutral site. Colts with the opening possession here. Eibel. Hand it back to Delancey, top of the key. They'll give him the three. He'll take it. Can't knock it down. Campbell keeps it alive. Back out to Delancey, will penetrate, puts it off the glass and in. 80-28. And the clock continues to tick away here as Gator Nichols down the lane, and his runner is up and good.
All right, so you got two of the big three out. You wonder, okay, are the laces undone? Is that the end of it? And if that's the case, how quickly until you see Larimer exit stage right as well?
That could be any time soon as that foul on Kyler Ryan. Let him get a little bit more banging inside. You got a running clock. It's going to be a pretty quick period anyway. 82-28. Eibel will take it out on top to Singleton. Right side, West, looking for the post feed. Singleton working against Ryan. Kick out to Delancey. Baseline jumper over the mark and pulled down again by Kyler Ryan. Top of the key, down the lane. Ryan hard to the hoop and gets it to hang in there. His first bucket of the night. West left open. He'll step into that three. Hits the back of the rim. Larimer with the rebound, and Nichols will push it up the left side. And he got a little pick out on top. A couple of the Colt players, and Nichols will take it all the way there. A couple guys picked each other.
Tell you what, nice little hesitation dribble. Saw they were going to run into each other.
If you're going against a couple of guys that do that every day in practice, right, you may learn something. Colt turn it over there trying to feed the post. Ryan with the pick. Nichols back the other way. And back. Roberts will take that three off the mark, tip back out. Ryan with the rebound, feeds it to Larimer. He'll take a three. That one stays down as well. Hunter Larimer for three. He was 0 for 3 on the season coming in. Knocks that one down to be a 25% free throw, three-point shooter. Delancey answers from long range. 89-31. Nice pass inside and one is Gator Nichols. Found Cohen Fink under the basket, and Fink will lay it up for his first bucket of the night, and a free throw coming up, and more subs heading in. As Larimer does indeed head to the bench. See Delancey head that way as well. And a timeout on the floor. And both teams well into their benches here with 4:52 left. Just a short timeout. We'll keep it here, 91-31. And you get a sense here from the Maysville kids who are checking in, hey, that 100 is achievable for us if we keep firing away. And, you know, the Colts have scored more points tonight than they did the first two times these teams met.
Yeah, you know, you look at it, and the thoughts really are, okay, do you want to go for 100 or not? What you really, I think, try to stress to the kids who are getting in is keep playing hard, right? Don't take any bad shots. Don't force things. Keep playing hard. And if you're passing and cutting, playing hard on defense, getting easy layups, then the reality is it's not running up a score when it's all just a part of the game, right? What you just don't want to see is that you don't want to see guys, hey, this game's out of hand. We got 5 minutes left. If I get in, I'm putting everything up.
Fink completes the three-point play, and with that, he'll sit down. And all subs in the game as Sammy Scott checks in for the Panthers as well. 4:46 in a running clock here. Eibel to Huey. Nice pass and drive to the basket that time as Singleton goes in and finishes.
Looks like they're calling a travel maybe?
I guess in the backcourt. That happened pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And he gives it right back to the Colts. I looked down at my score sheet and looked up, and they're taking the ball out of bounds again. Inside feed. West, a little fade away from point blank, and Cordell West knocks one in. 92-35. Coming back the other way, Roberts to Nichols. And Roberts with a deep three ball. That comes off the mark. Huey will clear it out for the Colts halfway through this final period.
Tell you what, Huey's had a pretty good floor game for the Colts today. 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 points.
Singleton hands it back. 3 on the way. Cha-ching. Justice Huey. They call it a
6
2.
points. Make that 6 points. That's what it is.
Yeah, I counted that one. Another 3 on the answer. Bullseye from Jordan Watson. And both these teams, even in the late stages here, pushing it and playing hard. As the Panthers bring in a couple more guys off the bench. Cam Parker, Tyler Diebold. So 3 minutes in counting. left here, and it's 95-38. Watson down the lane, throws it up and one. Watson knocked down a three, now with the deuce and the free throw. And the Colts will sub in Mason Campbell for Huey. Watson on the season, I don't know if he's had a free throw attempt, but he drains that one. 98-38. Eibel trying to feed it over to Singleton. He has to fight for it, kicks it to Campbell in the corner. His three ball. Off the mark long. Rebounded by the Panthers, who'll push it hard the other way. Nichols up the left side, steps into the three. Catching! Gator Nichols with the exclamation point. 101-38. Eibel quickly up the other way, into the lane, stolen away by Diebold up ahead. The layup by Scott, in and out, no good. Pass out on top, left side, Nichols trying to go back to back. Bam! Gator Nichols.
Tell you what, that's 10 points tonight for Nichols. Six quick.
All in this fourth period, boom, 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 with a running clock. He'll be telling stories to his grandkids someday as the Colts try to answer Delancey's three off the mark, battle for the rebound. Singleton comes out of there with it and powers it up and lays it in. 104-40 with 1:20 and counting here. Watson gives it up. Diebold banging his way, trying to find some space there. No call the foul on Cordell West, his second. And more subs both ways as the bench is clear. Everybody getting in the book tonight. Jorge Teguero in the vein. Off the inbound. Three ball by Diebold. Rebound, stick back, in and out, no good by Mines. Keeps it alive, Diebold down the lane, off the glass and good. Tyler Diebold. 106-40, 30 and counting. Down the lane and another foul as Jacob Burris got loose. Tagaro with the foul. And these foul shots are probably going to end this with a running clock at 15 and boom.
Let me tell you something. If you get into the very end of a game, easiest way to get into the stat book is either A, to go foul somebody, or B, to catch it and make it, throw it out of bounds. Automatic turnover. You do one or the other.
Burris splits the pair, and that'll bring us to the end of regulation here. 106-41, the final score. The Panthers will win and advance, and the Colts season will come to an end with a 1-22 final record. And Maysville continues to set records, 22-1 on the season for them, as they will advance to next Wednesday's district semifinal as sectional champs here by winning tonight at home. Stay tuned. We got our post-game wrap-up coming up. You've been listening to high school basketball tonight, sectional final action. Indeed, here on NASH Icon and YRPtv. Stay tuned. Adam and I will be back right after these messages.
One of the reasons Zane State College is a great choice for your education. They have over 100 scholarships with one easy online application. You may be eligible for a half-tuition scholarship, which can be used with grants and community scholarships. Apply now at zanestate.edu/scholarships. Spring second term classes start March 30th. Get started today at Zane State College.
Shriver's Pharmacy is a proud supporter of Ohio high school basketball, wishing all area athletes, coaches, and parents a healthy and successful postseason. When you play, play with heart. Local and independent since 1979, Shriver's Pharmacy, because we care.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
Whether you want carpet, hardwood, or waterproof floors,
Ladies has you covered.
Shop our tremendous selection of exclusive options from Shaw Floors.
In-store or online.
Or we'll bring our mobile showroom to you.
where you can choose your perfect floor from the comfort of your own home.
Great products, great pricing, guaranteed.
With enough flooring in stock to fill a 20 football field.
Just waiting for us to install in your home.
Call, click, or stop in.
Ladies Flooring, your one-stop floor shop.
Hey you. Yeah, you, the one listening to this. I'm sure you're sick of reading through job postings, and who isn't? So here's your chance to really be a part of something. Working at Maxwell's Pizza and Rooftop Patio is more than just a job. It's a vibe. We work hard and play harder, with hospitality being our #1 priority. We care deeply about our guests, team, and community. We're like the kids at school that want to be friends with everyone. We're currently looking for fun servers, bartenders for both day shift and night shift. So come join us and apply online at maxwellspizza.com.
Your home and your car are likely your two biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
We are all suffering from high inflation every day, but at Lowe's Bargain Barn Furniture, we're going to help you save. You can stretch your tax refund and get more for less. We're destroying high prices, long wait times, and all the rest. We have new sofas, mattresses, appliance, bedrooms, coffee table sets, dining tables, china cabinets, and even recliners. You will save big money, get the best, why mess with the rest? And always remember, we're not like other stores.
With all that you give to everyone else, why not make time to yourself and enjoy Southtown Gym? Exercise, play basketball, or join a group class. There's something for everyone's tastes and schedule, including a smoothie bar. Join today and discover the fun and fitness waiting for you at Southtown. Monthly payments are available. Southtown Gym is a proud supporter of Maysville Athletics. Go Panthers!
Back in Maysville High School, post-game wrap-up here on YRPtv and NASH Icon as the Maysville Panthers come away with the sectional championship 106-41 over the Meadowbrook Cotls. Bill Kafury, Adam Davenport wrapping up the finals here again. Thanking our sponsors for making this game possible tonight. West 40 Auto Sales, WB Green Insurance, Locality Clothing, Lowe's Bargain Barn, Labby's Flooring, Shriver's Pharmacy, just a few of the many that have contributed to tonight's contest. And the tournament trail continues for the Panthers, as you would have imagined tonight, playing the Colts for the second time this year, and both times a running clock, and tonight making quick work of the Colts in that first half, a 58-15 halftime score. But the Panthers got out quick and hot. Alex Bopp, 15 first quarter points on all threes, finished the first half with 32, and that would be his final for the game. A lot of people wonder, well, man, could he set a record? How many did he have or whatever? But a first half where he knocked down 32 points, 8 threes, 2 for 2 at the line. And then the second half, or I should say second period, third period, Hayden Jarrett got back into his swing as he got off to a tough start tonight, at least shooting the ball. He finished with 26. So those two guys again lead the team. Larimer with 13, Gator Nichols off the bench, 10 fourth quarter points for him, 5 for Armstead Diebolt with 2, 3 for Cohen Fink, Cole Roberts with 7, and 2 for Kyler Ryan, as the Panthers come out hot and lead it coast to coast. But what a two-man game, or you can actually include Larimer there. I think you have to, with the way he plays. And those three guys tonight dominating in their games inside and out. But my first time seeing Jarrett this year. I saw him last year as a junior, but this year it's just dominating all phases of the game, rebounding, defense, making it happen for his teammates. There aren't very many guys. There's a lot of guys that can score a point, but how many guys make everybody else better?
Well, and I think you can say that about the entire Maysville starting lineup. Obviously Jarrett and Bob and Larimer, they certainly get the notoriety, and it's well deserved. But the thing that is probably most impressive to me about watching them play is, number one, incredible unselfishness offensively, right? That you can tell that they have a true rhythm and flow to the way that they play offense. And they recognize there's a hierarchy, a pecking order, so to speak, in the shots going up. But it's all, you never feel like it's being forced. I think that's the very first thing. The second thing is, when you have your offensive stars who are that committed to playing that intense on the defensive end, that goes a long way to actually solidifying your pecking order. Because when you see your stars are willing to pressure that hard on the ball, whether it be in the press or even in the half court, and how far up they get in denying on the wings, it's really hard to then challenge, so to speak, where their position is in terms of the offensive pecking order, because they're giving you just as much intensity and just as much effort and energy on the defensive end. And I think that those two things really sets not only a tone, but it really sets the example for everybody else on the team to follow. And when you see them go to the bench and bring their rotation in, you don't see a letdown in intensity. And you don't see a letdown in intent. The offense might change a little bit here and there, but the effort, the energy, and the focus does not drop, and that's impressive.
Yeah, I thought, the Colts really came out with a lot of intensity early, and they were really focused on trying to make it tough for Jarrett to get good looks. And he struggled early, getting good shots to fall and even getting shots, but Alex Bob stepped up, took a lot of the pressure off of him, and Jarrett then just started creating for his teammates. He found opportunities to get the ball inside to Connor Larimer and did that. I don't know how many assists you had him with, but not only assists, rebounds tonight that he had, and points not only he scored, but he created for his teammate.
Yeah, to your point about Jarrett, you're asking those three different areas. So if you remember, he came into the game averaging 22 a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. My stats are undeniable, indisputable. They've got to be spot on. I had him at 26 for the night with 6 rebounds and 5 assists.
Yeah, I have the 26 points, and the rebounds and assists are much harder to try to keep track of, but you're probably at least in the ballpark.
95% accurate.
Yeah, 95%.
I mean, it's close enough. I will tell you, I'm going to say one thing, and it's it's my hot take of the moment. All right, and here's what it is. I'm thrilled to watch the fact of how much solidarity and unity wearing Maysville blue that you saw everywhere in the gym. But there's a part of me that's also extremely sad, and that is this. You and I have been calling games here many times, probably 10, 15 games. And one of the things that I always do when we're on the air is I look into that Maysville student section, and I love all the throwback jerseys that these kids come out with.
Always do that.
You'll be in the middle of calling a play, and I don't even care that the layup's going in. Look at that kid wearing that Vince Carter Toronto Raptors jersey. and so I get it. I'm thrilled for the kids and for the school that everybody's wearing Maysville and wearing the blue.
Tournament time.
Yeah, but there's a part of me not seeing. I only saw one throwback Jordan jersey today, and that's the only thing I leave with a bad taste in my mouth about. All right.
Well, those regular season games, you're creating atmosphere. It's beach week, it's throwback week, it's whatever. Tournament time, it's put on your school colors and let's keep winning.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
That is.
All right.
And let's just hit the Colt scoring very quickly here, led by Colton Delancey's 9, 7 for Eibel, 6 apiece for Cordell West, Justice Huey, Dane Singleton, and 5 for Mason Campbell off the bench. 1 tonight for Jacob Burris. I know that, go ahead.
Well, the one thing that you've got to give the Maysville kids credit about, number one, they handled the pressure early as well as you could ask if you're on their side. Number two, they tried to turn up the heat early and execute some sort of flustering on Jarrett. But you never watched them at any point in this game when, candidly, the game's out of hand, you never once saw them turning on each other. And if I'm the head coach thinking about watching the film and thinking about where we go next season and what we do in the offseason, the one thing that you got to appreciate is that in your darkest of moments, everybody isn't pointing fingers. They were coming together saying, let's make the best of what we have. Let's do the best we can, and let's find some sort of positive or win to take away from this. And you can build with people that when things go bad, don't look for excuses, don't look to blame others. You can build with that. And so if you're a Meadowbrook Colt fan, certainly not the outcome that you wanted, right? It never is. But I do think there's a lot of young talent on this team that you sit there and say, it might have been a rough year, and it might be one that we're glad that it's over and we get to forget. But there's some kids there and some effort that says you can right this ship and become very competitive very quickly again.
There's a memory being made, right? Coach Brown and his daughter cutting down the net, getting her a little piece of that net.
Yeah.
People taking pictures and videos of that. They'll be showing her that in years to come. But to your point about the Colts and the way they played, and Coach Jarrett, even in his conversation with us in the pregame, saying, hey, you know what? Champions are made in the offseason. There's a lot of kids here that love the game, and they keep saying, Coach, open the gym up for me. I want to shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
He said, that's going to bode well for us in the future. And he said, and our future will be in those young guys that want to come back and continue to get better. And you got to credit that and the way those kids played right to the buzzer tonight, continuing to hustle up and down the floor, even in a losing effort that they were down a lot early. And we knew the outcome of this game very early on tonight, but that didn't slow them down in the way they played. I know that Brett Klein tonight, our producer, director extraordinaire, he said he had a number of replays. I don't know, Brett, if you want to flash a couple of those replays. Adam's close enough there to see the screen and talk us through those. Yeah, I mean, you'll just see things that you've seen already, but maybe a couple of those first half bombs and some of the threes there.
We'll do the best we can here. In the meantime, while he's pulling it up, I will tell you, I am sneaking a peek at his phone, and the John Glenn Zanesville game has been cut down to a 10-point lead. We're in the fourth quarter, about 2 minutes to go. John Glenn up 52-42. See if that score or that lead holds. I think that's really going to come down to John Glenn's ability to hit free throws and keep the lead where it is. All right, here come the highlights for every. Where you at? You're on camera 2 here. So obviously, here we go. Bob, obviously, again, three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer, always within rhythm, always, just very deadly and tactical the way their shooting went. There's Bob pulling. That might have been almost the deepest one he pulled up, and actually the only shot I feel like that wasn't off of a ball reversal. Jarrett taking it to the hoop. I'll tell you what, the officials tonight, not a lot of fouls called.
It's tournament time, right? We're got a little bit of banging is going to happen.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where when a game starts getting out of hand score-wise, you always wonder, okay, the refs want to keep the clock going, but it's already a running clock. So if you really want to keep the players safe, knowing it's a running clock, blow the whistle, call it dead, and move on.
Final score, Indian Valley 46, Minerva 39.
Okay.
So Indian Valley will be the opponent for the Maysville Panthers next Wednesday, March the 1st. Site to be determined. The two sites we're talking about, probably Cambridge or Coshocton would be the other two, one of the two places we would expect, unless there's something scheduled there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, to me, that's when I understand with the bigger formats that they have now, and you have a few of the non-neutral sites early. But to me, once you get into the neutral sites is when it gets a lot of fun. You start seeing how big of a game is it for your fans, because you start seeing how early they're filling up the side. There is nothing better than in a tournament game, you're coming out 20, 30 minutes in advance, and it feels like just looking around. Man, we got them outnumbered 4-1 in the crowd. When you start seeing your fans showing up, an hour, you're just out here in street shoes, and people are already kind of putting their blankets down for their seats. That is when it gets a lot of fun.
Yeah, you see the crowds in the parking lot forming and with people waiting for the gate to open to come in and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the March Madness that gets fun.
Yeah.
Following your team. And if you're a bracket watcher, you can get online and ohsaa.org and pick out a bracket and look and see where they're going to be. But in Valley, Maysville squaring off March the 1st, 7 o'clock, to be determined. On the other side of that bracket, probably going to be Carrollton East Liverpool playing the same night. And then the winners of those two contests are going to be able to figure that out.
That we're getting this this intel dropped on us. A potential
site.
third neutral option could be Muskingum University.
Ah, yeah.
I'll tell you what, that'd be a good one.
That would be too. Yeah, well, those are things we'll probably know in the next 24 hours.
Yep.
So check your websites and check with your coaches. We want to thank all of our sponsors for tonight's game, making this possible for you. And we will continue on the Maysville Tournament Trail as they continue down that trail with the hot shooting. Alex Bob, 32 points tonight. Doan Ford, thank them. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, Zane State College, Joe Bucky Tire, Maxwell's Pizza, Southtown Gym, Journey Home Foster Care, Shriver's Pharmacy, Lavi's Flooring, Lowe's Bargain Barn, Locality Clothing, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, and Advanced Vinyl Distributors Corporation. Thanks to all of them and helping to make tonight's contest. And AD, thanks to you for showing up tonight. I know a short drive for you to come down, but it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Always enjoy working with you, but one more time, and who knows where this tournament trail is going to end up.
Tell you what, I think if you're Maysville, and I know the fans obviously have had a chance to see it all year, right? They've been able to see the growth, see the trail itself kind of being created. And this is where you go from, okay, what we think could happen, is it going to happen now? Where could this potentially go? And man, I'll tell you what, I think that you never know how it's going to end, but regardless, you should feel really good about where your team is at, and you should really feel like between here and Columbus, you shouldn't fear anybody that you step on the floor with. What that means once the game starts, that's why you play the game. But you at least should say, any person that they put in front of us, I like our chances. And that, I can tell you as a player, as a fan, as a coach, when you can look at your players and say, I don't care who steps on the floor, I'll take our chances, that is a very good feeling to be in. And it puts you in a space at peace and at ease that allows you to get great clarity as to what you need to do because you're not over your head.
Well, and a final question to you, too, because you've been in situations, too, where, and coaches, and I'm sure with Coach Ford, you played for him for many years, he tells you the regular season is preparation for the tournament. And so you're kind of looking at in the distance and when the tournament start, who do we got? You have the tournament draw, you say, who do we draw? Who do we draw? But then that excitement of the second season, that it's finally here, and that you finally get to that point, and now the expectation of how deep can we get into this thing, and those kinds of thoughts of, yeah, we play the regular season to play the regular season. If you win your league, great. If you do this, great. But we're still playing for how far can we go. And Maysville's right on the cusp of that right now. And they've had an outstanding season. Every time they step on the court, it's a new record for their school at 22-1 right now. But you got to know some of what they're feeling.
Yeah, here's what I really think. You can never – 22-1 is a heck of a run, and it's hard to look at your schedule. And, a lot of times you look at your schedule and you sit there and say, well, here's Cleveland Browns fans do this all the time, 18-0, 17-0. And it's like, well, wait a second. You got to play some games where things are going to happen. And so it's an incredible run, but coming into this season, whether they were saying it outside the locker room or not, there had to be an internal discussion about what is really not only possible, but what our aim truly is. And I think, in this scenario, when I think about the Maysville team, I think that internally they've been talking not just about a strong season, not talking about a deep tournament run. I think internally they've been talking about how do we how do we end this season as the best ever in our school? Whether you land there or not, I think internally that's the conversation the team is having. And I'll tell you, I played for one of those teams where internally what the general public thinks your goals are and thinks your motives are, and then what's actually being talked about in the locker room and what you're actually as a team fully buying into and fully playing for, two totally different things. And what it must feel like to be a coach of a team that focused and that committed and that driven, but for fans, what it would feel like to be a fly on the wall just to listen what those conversations look like would be incredible.
Well, and now with the format as it is, to be able for the Panthers tonight to play your final game of the season at home with a win, knowing that you've still got basketball to play, but it's a home win. The fans can enjoy it. The seniors can enjoy it on the floor for a final time, and knowing that you're going to continue to advance, but all those memories of that last time and cutting down nets in your own gym.
Listen, I'm not trying to cut you off, but there's that Michael Jordan jersey I was telling you about.
Yeah, I saw that over there. I saw him walking around.
I told you, I get a wandering eye with the retro jerseys.
Well, you know, he's standing with Alex Bob, so it's got to be some magic happening there too, right?
Yep, that's exactly right.
Bob tonight, a 32-point night, on fire in the first half to lead his team to a 106-41 win over the Meadowbrook Cotls, and on down the tournament trail, which is where we're going to be. Is this the next game for the Panthers will be Wednesday, March the 1st, and we know at this point only that they will play the Indian Valley Braves. Where that will be, we can only speculate at this point, but we will be there to cover that game for you, and invite you, if you can't be at the game, to join us online here, as we'll have the games not only on the air but streamed as well.
I'll tell you what, to your point, we are so fortunate with the crew that we work with, not just all the years of doing the radio, but now with the streaming and the quality of content that AVC is able to bring. Man, it's great for you and I to get a chance to partner with them, but if you're a fan, there has never been a better time than to really be able to see high school basketball in so many different ways, and be able to keep up and be able to go back and watch. There's a lot of great content being put out there.
Brett Klein tonight, the man of the moment with all of the action and the extra highlight video. I love that. As we continue down the trail, we'll have more of that. We want to thank all of our sponsors once again, and you for joining in tonight. Final score, once again, Maysville 106, Meadowbrook 41 for the entire AVC Sports team. I'm Bill Kafury. Till next time, good night, everyone.
This has been a presentation of AVC Sports.